ones that showed up?
We're the lowest on the chain for the reserves. No one on our level ever expects to be activated.
Didn't you know there was a war going on?
I thought Cascadia was losing.
Well, the Federation certainly isn't winning if we're going out.
My radio said at home was just able to get through to Cascadia last week. Something went wrong with the Fed sensors over there.
The rest of Magadan's reserve divisions already deployed an hour ago. Amateurs. Your Division K9, correct?
I swear there were more to our company. Should we wait for the rest?
That doesn't matter now. K9A, your designated flight leader. Take off and proceed to the mission area.
As I taxied my Tomcat to the runway, my wingmen chattering over comms, one thought rang true above all else. Today was going to be a long day. My reserve squadron and I were being called into duty, an unprecedented event in the Federation's history. If this was happening, we were not winning the war like we had believed. Our AWACS introduced himself as Vita and had us come up with TAC names. I was Driver, my Wizzo was IT, K9B was Bookie, K9C was Cobb, and K9D was Brick. Our first engagement was a quick toss into the fray, less than an hour after Peacekeeper Squadron Crimson had been deployed to the Bering Strait. We were following Protocol 3-9, emergency deployment. Mercenaries chattered over the airwaves. They weren't supposed to come this far west. The battle was over Alaska. What were they doing over Magadan?
Only one flight of 4 seems combat capable. Magadan toward us.
4 pilots. 4 pilots against a bunch of bloodthirsty mercenaries high off the worst defeat in recent Federation history, but we held the skies. It had been a long time since I'd been behind the stick. K9 may have been rusty, but we were not unskilled. We knew that if these mercs had flown all the way across the strait, they had to be low on fuel. Their AWACS Galaxy, reporting to them the same over the channel, solidified my resolve.
Hey, Driver. You're in the A position for a reason. Do some of that piloting stuff. Follow your lead. AWACS Galaxy to all mercenary pilots crossing over the IDL into Magadan. Be advised, my operational support does not reach out that far.
We don't need your support. It's easy pickings out here. Besides, Kaiser's crown isn't here to hog all the kills.
Don't say we didn't warn you. Galaxy out.
We saw how the enemy fell apart over the straits. The Federation isn't invincible.
We have the last group of stragglers coming across the line. Designate Peacekeeping Squadron Crimson?
When the remnants of Crimson arrived, we were forced to face down Thornrose Gang, a well-equipped mercenary squadron. But knowing what we did, we turned to intercept. If they wanted to take on K9, they could try, but to quote Cobb, they came an awful long way to die cold. Thornrose Gang defeated, we vectored back home. We knew what was coming. If we had lost the initiative in Cascadia, it would not be long before their ships arrived on our shores. They would be making a mistake they would never be able to come back from. That we would make sure of. Mission Ascar 59 saw K9 and I moving in to support fortified areas where enemy amphibious landings were taking place. Cascadia had decided to turn this war for their freedom into an invasion of the Federation's sovereign land, and our job was to stop them in their tracks. For if they held a beachhead in Magadan, it would give them a point of reinforcement and resupply we could not afford for them to have. IT and I loaded into a frogfoot and got underway.
The Cascadians have already started their invasion. Defense operations are now underway.
Most bloodthirsty army on Earth and their mercenaries versus us. A few companies of reservists. 12 noon. Begin the defensive operations. Pax Federation.
Nuts out here! We've got the crowd! We're gonna make the Federation pay for Presidia! K9, engage.
Roger. Pax Federation.
The Cascadians get an invasion fleet in less than a week.
Half the northern Cascadians either in the cargo or fishing biz. I got the boats, trust me. Scratch that. Incoming enemy battleship. Right. What's the problem? It was the Navy's most advanced battleship, but the Cascadians hijacked it. They're gonna start shelling the front line.
We did our best, but as we began to organize our forces, a ship arrived on the horizon. At first it appeared friendly, a battleship of the Federation Navy, but as the first shells sailed in on our positions and the name of the vessel came up on my HUD, I knew there was nothing left we could do. We could not stand up against the eminent domain.
All ground reserve division units. Key into my comms ASAP. Information and orders will be coming down the line.
Some of us will have to stay behind to cover the retreat.
Don't target about it. Just go!
We lost the beachhead. The invasion was now in full swing, led by one General Faust. I was right. This was going to be a long day. Mission Bellefonte 59 was first and foremost a SEAD mission. Our job was to suppress enemy air defenses near the city of Magadan, then give cover to a bomber formation which would strike one of Cascadia's primary forward operating bases. I loaded into an F-15 Eagle and burned to the AO at interdiction speed. We had been informed to fly low to avoid enemy air defenses, but my air-to-ground missiles outranged their sights, so I adopted a tactic of coming in high and fast, firing at range, and turning away before I was fired on. Countermeasures held fast at that range, so I managed to perform the SEAD section of the mission with little issue.
The flashpoint is now. Mobilize the battle plan immediately. I need to get to the city before the bombers get through. The enemy is standing along our front lines. The Cascadians are trying to force a breakthrough to Magadan.
Keep them out. We need to box them in for those bombers.
Enemy fighters approaching! Oh, what good are the mercs if we don't have air superiority? In gun range. All enemy AA saturated and probing strikes are underway. 303, vector toward the main firebase and begin mission taskings. Airship lands alert, fall into formation. Overhead!
Eventually, Airship Lancelet arrived on station to aid in the bombing runs. The enemy fired flak and railguns at us, but with the overwhelming force we brought to play, this mission became nothing short of a turkey shoot. We did learn that the moment the Cascadians got here, they started wrecking Federation energy infrastructure behind the lines. Did they really think that they could come into our home, destroy our buildings, attack our people, and touch our cordium? They would be sorely mistaken. Despite the victory, the Cascadians still managed to dig in, and for us to handle them, well, we needed to take drastic measures. Mission Cantil 59 Mono was, without a doubt, the most batshit insane plan I'd ever heard in my entire life. Near the Gulf of Anadir, there existed a highway project which would connect all of the Federation from Magadan all the way to Byzantium. This so happened that Highway 1 stretched quite a bit of ways behind enemy lines. Underground. K9 didn't even need to attend this briefing as I was being called on this mission, but they stayed to listen in nonetheless. Our special forces used those tunnels to funnel supplies due to the lack of any meaningful resistance there. Apparently the tunnel was big enough to fly a plane through. And that was where I came in. One of the main command bases for the Cascadian offensive was on the other end of those tunnels, and we could bypass almost all their air defenses if just one pilot could get through to strike. They actually managed to find a pilot insane enough to do this, and apparently that pilot was me. I mean, worst case scenario, they have to scrape my innards off the walls. What could go wrong? I had the option to bring IT along, and I almost thought it worth it just to see her reaction of being dragged into that tunnel.
Why'd you bring me for this, asshole? There was no goddamn reason you needed me here. My eyes are going to be shut the entire time. Oh, shit. Nope.
But instead, I took the smallest plane I could, an F-16 Fighting Falcon, and then I began my run.
Section 44 Bravo to approaching party. 44 Bravo has secured this section and is racing infill.
I did it. I actually managed it. Now, the Cascadians had an angry Viper behind their lines. Now that the Cascadians were on the back foot and the majority of our military was in Magadan, we pushed them back to their initial landing point and began to hammer their lines. Mission Kybir 59 saw us providing CAS to our troops on the ground as they put pressure on the retreating Cascadian forces. If we managed to move them off of our home, the military could move in to bring Cascadia back into the fold. And more importantly, K9 could finally stand down and go home. We pushed them hard, attacking every invasive bastard in sight as we pushed them back to the sea.
How the hell did we lose the front in less than 1 month? Respectfully, Captain, I think we know how much a good pilot matters here. It's the oldest goddamn war story. Air power ruling the day. Man, your personal fleet? We can't deploy them. Not here. Then when? One thing at a time. Continue the evacuation. Rock to all rock elements. ROE has remained the same. Terminate with extreme prejudice. We go in with the airstrike and are on the opening. We're in the zone. Just more cogs in the machine now. We're several days out from Prospero, and we're projected to take Presidia in less than a month. You are needed here. Don't talk to me about what's needed. You're making a deal you know nothing about. No more half measures, no more ideas that this is just an independence war. I need volunteers. I don't care if you're mercenaries or my fellow countrymen. In order to secure the future, we are going to go on a mission. Squadron, this is Captain Woodward of the warship Eminent Domain. I will be assuming command of the evacuation operation. Maintain current orders. We'll get you out of here. Let them loose! What the? We have attack dogs within the wire! Attack dogs! Make it stop! Make it stop! All gone, all gone, all gone. This is the warship Eminent Domain on all channels. Flagging using the Keycom codes inherited from the FNS Jerusalem. Hailing all Pacific Federation channels requesting communique with the commanding officer of Federation forces in Magadan.
We were inflicting such heavy casualties that the captain of the Eminent Domain called for a ceasefire so that he could pull out without more bloodshed. Our blood still boiling at the state of our home, we sent the request up the line.
Go ahead with communique. The fortunes of this war change day by day. In this battle, fortune favors the Federation, and you will force us off Magadan. I admit this, and I ask for a momentary truce and cessation of hostilities for all active Cascadian Independence Force units to evacuate and leave. You have my word that we will return directly to Cascadia. No one else needs to die. Whether you retreat or fight today, the outcome is the same. We need to move! We saw a man on the beaches! Sir? Those bastards! All ships stand by for the last recoveries and then move out! The ships! They're leading us! K-9, do what needs to be done. Roger!
Roger that. Pax Federation.
The Cascadians from the Federation.
Let's finish this.
Take as many of them with us! War goes on! Invade the Federation.
Victory assured, we pulled away from the remains of the Cascadian army. Of course, we still had one last target. General Faust. Mission Telmort 00XL called for one last deployment. I loaded into a VX-23, the most advanced aircraft we had on call, and moved to intercept Faust before she could take down Magadan's largest geothermal facility. One last fight.
We'll be manning the defenses down here, but we can only do so much. Volcon, be advised. Quantum interference cuts.
One final engagement, then we could finally go home. Pax Federation. There she was. It was time to end this blasted invasion.
K9, you can take them down. It's not impossible. Realistic. Come on, K9. Let's go.
All Black Eagle elements, engage.
fleet of aircraft came to her aid, but it was never going to be enough. Explosions fired off around us from the heaviest flak fire I had ever seen, but I had my sights on going home. We all did. This wasn't going to stop us. As I watched the airship go down in a brilliant fireball of orange flame and black smoke, something caught my eye in the skies above. Trails of fire, one after another. Cruise missiles at Angels 12. As I watched those missiles fly, bound for an unknowing coast across the sea, realization hit me of the gravity of this war. It never mattered how hard the Independence Force fought. The Federation was never going to let Cascadia go. They would burn the world before they let that happen. And thus, calamity.